Hey, this is Wei from the Six Figure Academy, and in honor of this week being Halloween in the United States, we're going to talk today in this video about what is it that keeps us challenged or struggling or stuck in our life, in our business, in front of our clients, in our behaviors. And it's a little bit of a deeper discussion under the guise of our mask. Because one of the traditions of Halloween in the United States anyway is to don on a mask and go to parties and just pretend or put on a persona of your favorite character or something that you desire, or just some inclination or some particular reason to be something different other than you. The cool thing about Halloween is that when you're done, you don't have to keep that mask on forever. You can actually take that whole entire costume off and then go back to being you. Now, the question comes up is, who are you? Right? Because if we think about it, all entire lives, we put together different types of costumes, different types of masks, depending on the circumstances, the time of our lives, the situations that we encountered, the traumas. For example, when we were first born, there were no masks at all. There was no costume. We were just who we are. And that actually is the purest form of being. Then as we got older, depending on whether we went to school, go to kindergarten, we put on a kindergarten mask. And then when we got to grade school, we had to adjust and fit in there too, so we put on a grade school mask. Then high school, we put on our teenage mask. And then we got to college, we thought, maybe we can start over and put on a different mask. And then we graduate and become a young professional, put on that mask. And as we get older, we get a seasoned professional, or we get a seasoned being, and put on that mask, and then a family mask, and then a parent's mask, and then so on and so forth. You kind of get the picture. The only problem with this is that as we're growing up, most of us have never been taught to take off those masks. In fact, what ends up happening is we end up layering on all these different layers of costumes and masks in our lives. Now, the problem with that is if there's any kind of trauma or any kind of limiting belief systems that were acquired during the previous mask stage, we retain it and we actually kind of lock it in and keep it in with the next mask and the next mask. And if you can imagine putting on mask after mask on top of your face, you're gonna have to see through a lot of different layers to see what's going on beyond the last mask or beyond the current mask. So as you think about that, think about how that then shifts your perspective in life. How that then shifts your ability to grow. If you have all these layers on you, it's kind of like if you ever wax a table. And traditionally you would wax tables to clean table to make it all shiny and improve the luster of the wood. But if you do it the traditional way, you'll find layers and layers of wax and pretty soon it's not so clear anymore. It gets foggy. You start not being able to see the wood underneath. You end up not being able to see the true essence of who you are. So what happens is as we get older, we become more challenged because we start losing, getting out of touch with our core being, with what we were born to be. We have more knowledge, but then we're fraught with negative emotions, negative belief system or limiting belief systems, behaviors that we may not necessarily serve us anymore. How does this apply to entrepreneurship? It shows up every single day. When we need to make critical decisions to help our business grow, to make more sales, to make more revenue. So the question is then, well, wait, that's great, I get it. I can see how that shows up in my life. What do I do about it? One of the biggest things is because when we realize that, we think, let's just get it all out of the way. However, one of the best ways to do it is to peel off layer by layer by simply asking the question. If I wasn't who I am today, if I'm not needing to wear this representation of who I am, if I peel that off, who would I be? What would I do? What would I have? And if I was to peel back that next layer and that next layer that shows up, and I peel that off, again with all the limiting beliefs that are associated with that persona, who would I then be then? What would I have? And what would I be doing? And you continue to follow this process layer by layer by layer until you eventually get to the core center of who you are. This is the crux of a lot of what we do to help get these breakthrough results with our clients. And it's been, it's one of those processes that takes, anywhere from 1 day to a year, if not longer. However, by doing this, this is how we create permanent change, permanent results, long-lasting results in your life and in your business. So, here's my challenge to you. Take an inventory of all the different masks and all the different costumes you put on your life and be completely honest with yourself. And then, actually allow yourself to re-don that costume, that mask, and find out what type of belief systems were in place when you had that mask. What type of emotions were accumulated during that time that you had those masks on. And then take inventory and put it in chronological order so that as you remove the layers, you're removing it in the order that you've accumulated. Don't worry, you'll never lose the knowledge that you gained, the positive knowledge and the positive behaviors and experiences you gain from each layer. Our goal is to get rid of the non-serving behaviors, the non-serving belief systems that are actually holding you back in your business today. I know this is a little bit deeper, and hopefully you are able to actually get a little incremental shift in terms of your awareness of the different types of mask wearing. Kind of a cool thing for Halloween, right? If you haven't downloaded my book, it's a free book, From Money Anxiety to Six-Figure Mastery, make sure you go to go.thesixfigureacademy.com. The link is in this video. And make sure you get that because it's free and it'll help you kind of start to unleash some of those layers, especially around the money piece. Okay? And make sure you follow us, like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and follow us on Twitter if you haven't already. For this and so much more content that we give out on a weekly basis, get on our list, get notified, and what are you waiting for? Let's start removing the masks that no longer serve us, those costumes that have been sitting there forever, blocking our view of who we've become and who we are today as a reflection of our core being, so that you can truly help your business grow, which ultimately helps your lifestyle achieve what it is that you want. Until the next video, let's get those masks off and start being who we truly are.